PS Too Many Games.
Hello guys, welcome to an episode of PS Too Many Games. It's now the Christmas period. Yay! No, it's actually a good time of year. If you've got a family, it's the best time of year. Financially, it's crippling.
I got no money.
This is not the episode you were expecting, nor was I, to be perfectly honest. So this was supposed to be CEX Roulette. Problem is, the game hasn't turned up. Now, I don't know if it's a Royal Mail issue, because I ordered it literally last Thursday, so they had 3 working days to post it. Hasn't turned up, so when it actually turns up, if it turns up, we'll do that episode, but as it's Tuesday, so I've got to do something. So this is a very, incredibly, very makeshift episode. So anyway, I've been meaning to talk about this again, so we're just going to talk about it now. If you remember correctly, about 2 weeks ago, I did a CEX price increase/decrease episode. Consequently, since then, there's been another price increase/decrease of CEX. Very good if you're a collector. Simply put, the majority of games have gone down, and I mean down. It's gone through the floor.
Price is going to keep going down.
So if you're a collector like me, and you've got a lot of money, which is not me, the time to buy is now. I was warned. Dan did warn me point blank that at Christmas time CEX do drop prices randomly, and it's been pretty random this time. But before we get into that, it's now December. Let's make the room slightly more festive. Behold, the mini Christmas tree. I'll just put it here for now. But wait. Yeah. So I bought this from Tesco's for £68. I thought I'd get like a new tree. These have to be the worst lights I've ever seen on a tree. Look, get you in close. I know. Okay, I'll turn the light off. I will turn the light off. Okay. Yeah. You can still. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. So obviously I'm going to keep this, but I was supposed to spend a little better, but it was only Tesco, so we're going to put it up here for now and just lay that as such. I might get some tinsel, you never know. But anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to go through my expensive games once again, and what you'll find out this time is that most of them have come down in value, which, that's fine, but I have all the owners, so I don't care about the value of the games. But for buying purposes, it's a good thing. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side.
1 minute later.
As memory serves, this is literally how I left the rack last time. Nothing's changed. I have not put any new games in. Right, reason I'm showing this, that was the order from last month of the prices from CEX. That has changed. Not say drastically, but it's quite a big change. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to cut out, I'm going to remove all the games, we're going to put them back in the order they should be now. See you on the other side.
A few minutes later.
Right, so let's just go through them one by one again. Once again, sorry for not the lottery episode. It's a postage issue apparently. Anyway, the 3 big games: Rule of Rose, Quan, and Report from Michigan. Rule of Rose has come down in price for the first time since they've done this actual channel. Like, it's only dropped like 20 quid. It's back down to $5.50, but it's just been going up since I started this channel back in February. First drop, it's $5.50, so that's mildly good. Quan has now gone up to $5.50. That's now the joint most expensive game to buy. That has been slowly rising, and that's just gone up. So, if any of those people looking for Quan or how you pronounce it, you should have bought it about 6 months ago. But Report from Michigan has fallen off a cliff. $4.60. At one point, I swear that was like $5.50 or like $500, but it's now $4.60. So, for those of you looking for a Report from Michigan, probably the time is now, because I haven't seen such a big drop in ink price in one go for a while. At least dropped by £40 in the last 2 weeks. Which is good for collectors like me trying to find that game, it really is. But anyway, let's now get into the games I actually own. So, as you remember, Dragon Blaze, it was, I believe, $115 and $135, now it's $130, so it's come down a little bit again. Actually, it might have been $130 last month, but it's still my most expensive game. On the other hand, Kingsfield 4, it's gone up in price yet again. 125 this game will cost you now. I bought this for £100 back in March. So this has gone up by 25% since March. Take that in. 25% increase since March. So apparently Kingsfield 4 is quite desirable still. So good luck. To be fair, Kingsfield, it's one of those games where it's not that actually rare to find. It's just really, really expensive. Yeah, I don't understand why, but obviously there's certain games people love. Echo Nightfall, that is still 125, or was it 130? That might have dropped the price, maybe a $5, but that's still a reasonably good price. Baroque is exactly the same as it was, 110. Still haven't played that game yet, really need to get round to playing this, to be honest. So obviously they're all the games above £100 I still own. There are some games going up in real value at the moment. I can't pronounce this. El Telenico. I think it's called El Telenico. It was 90, now £105. So that's a game I need to find sooner rather than later before it goes through the roof. TMNT 3 is now £105. That was 90. That's another game going through the roof. These are PS2 obviously versions, obviously. Certain games are just going to keep gaining value, and certain games aren't. For instance, 10,000 Bullets is now at £98. That was 90, now it's 98. So going up the value, just short of 100. In all seriousness, just make it a clean 100. 98 sounds weird to me. It really does. By the way, 10,000 Bullets, good game. Good game. It was worth it. And someone's going to go to me, actually, I think you'll find 10,000 Bullets is not a good game. You haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Loser.
Losers! Losers! Losers!
I love the troll voice. I love it. Haunting Grounds still sitting at 90, so I think Haunting Grounds might have actually stagnated now. The craze for Haunting Grounds might have slowed down. That people aren't willing to pay £90 for that game. I can't understand that theory. £90 is a lot of money for one game. $5.50 is a ridiculous amount of money for one game. So look, let's say it now. All the Silent Hill games are pretty much the same price they were. £85 Silent Hill Origins. They're always going to be the same price. I'll just go through them one by one. Blood Will Tell is now £75, so that's dropped, I think, £7 since 2 weeks ago. So, for those who want to buy that game, maybe think about buying it now, because I think it was £90 at one point, so that's been coming down slowly, and even more slowly. Secret Agent Clank still £75, no price increase there, or decrease, so that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
So what you see so far is pretty much my 8 most expensive games are staying in the same order they were. Pretty much. So that's good, that's bad, that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
One of the rare games I own that's gone up in value this month is the Fourth Hack. It's back up to £75, so that's gone up like a tenner since its last week, 2 weeks ago. So that's quite a sizable increase. Hilariously, the other three, part 1, 2 and 3, obviously, they've all gone down. And they've all gone down reasonably sharply, so we'll get to it in a second, but my advice now, if you're looking for the Hack games, buy 1, 2 and 3 now. I think Hack 1's got a little more expensive, Hack 2 and Hack 3 have gone down, so kind of weighs it out, but I believe combined you're only paying about 140, 150 quid for all of them these days. So compared to February when I paid 180, it's getting better for prices for people who are looking for the Hack Quartet, if you will. Good RPG, bit weird but good. Soul Nomad's down to 65. It was at 75, I think, at one point. So that's about right. Good RPG. Well, it's worth just taking a look at it. Get it, just experimenting it for you RPG hardcore fans out there. Like I mentioned, the two genres that seem to be very expensive is RPG and horrors. Especially an RPG horror sounds amazing though. It really does. Up next is Manhunt 2, £58, so that's pretty much roughly the same price it was. It's gone up a little bit. Product Zero 2 coming up at 55, pretty much about there, here or there. Obviously I played £60 for it about 3 months ago, so yeah, it's a £5, not much difference. The game that's absolutely bombing, and I mentioned last episode it was bombing, but it's bombing even harder now, Persona 3, the normal version. At one point this game was like £80, £85. Now it's only worth 52 quid. In the last 2 to 3 or 4 months, it has just been dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. I can't make this point any more clear in my opinion. buy it now. This is the cheapest it has been in a long time. Obviously, there's a new Persona remake coming out next year, or like it was explained to me by one of the viewers. Thank you, by the way. I might put your name in the comments here or underneath. But the original Persona 3, I think when I bought it from eBay, that was worth like £80. Now it's at £52. So for any collectors out there, buy it now. Honestly, I don't think it's going to get that much cheaper. It is the game that is going through the floor the hardest right now, and it's well worth collecting it now. I don't think I can get my point across any harder. Buy the fucking game.
Buy it! Buy it now!
Buying it. They're buying it.
So I've missed one in my kerfuffle. Shadow Hearts at £55. That's pretty much the same price it always is. It's going to go up and down. It's one of these RPGs. It's just going to be there. Just going to like sit there like in the background going, I'm a very good RPG. You'll eventually buy me. You'll play me. You'll like me. I'm Shadow Hearts. I ain't got a fucking clue where that came from. Next game stays roughly the same price. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Say that really fast. £52. It's roughly going to be a £50 game constantly. I think it's widely regarded as the best Budokai Tenkaichi, and the price shows. Also, cannot wait for the fourth one. It's going to be tits.
It's gonna be tits!
I believe the fourth one's actually been officially announced now, or was I getting trolled? If I was getting trolled, please tell me, because I loved the Tenkaichi series back in the day. Still do, but I haven't played it in a long time, so I'm going to be rusty as hell for that one. Silent Hill 2, still £50. Obviously, I've got a special edition, but I'll just use this because I like it. It's called a box. As I said, all the Silent Hill games, I'm just going to go through them very quickly because they never really go up and down in value. They just like stagnate. You're always going to be paying top pound for the Silent Hill game. It's just the way it is. Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
So next comes Hack 3. Now it's worth £48. That's the first time it's been like £50 since I've started collecting, and well, since February, put it that way. This has been up like £65 at some point. It's now only, I think at one point it was at £70, so £48. Once again, I can't emphasise enough. Buy the Hack games now. Besides the fourth one, you're not going to get them cheaper. Pretty much. I think that the first and the second one are now both between £20 and £30. So once again, another game that's just falling through the floor slowly. Another game that's gone through the floor, kind of. Wild Arms 4. £48 now. I paid £55 for this. It was £55 last week, or 2 weeks ago even. So to be perfectly honest, Wild Arms 4, if you're a hardcore fanatic, maybe buy it now. It might go down a little farther. Farther?
How did that gobshite get on the television?
Might go down a little further, but we don't know. We are guessing. Next up, Neo Contra, £48. Slight reduction for this one. Still haven't played this one yet, but I'm sure it's a very good game. Before going any further, the top row now is roughly about £48 or above for all those games. We've got to that point in the collection where I've actually got quite a few valuable games. Still nowhere near getting all the valuable games. I may have a third of them. Maybe 25% of like the hardcore valuables. Anything above £40 I class as valuable. So yeah, I'm gonna like do a hardcore list of the valuable games, make it own separate lists, so I can spot a name straight away. You know what I mean? And next game's actually gone up in value, and so is his second one. Castlevania's now £45. I think the other PS2 game, that's like £80 game now. That one's just been going up and up and up. That's probably going to go for the roof at some point. But Castlevania, £45. Will it go any further? I honestly don't know. The market just fluctuates like a motherfucker. And there's certain games where I'll be like, that will go down. And it's like, no, it's going up. It's still going up. I can't afford that anymore. I've made a terrible, terrible mistake. That's happened a couple of times, by the way. There's a couple of games which I should have bought earlier. And I kind of should have. And I didn't. These are collector's problems. Where Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is staying, Infinity World is dropping. £45 for this now. It's the first time below £50 for a long time. At one point it was like £60. So one of those games again, if you're looking to get this, get it now. It probably won't go anything below £45. In my opinion. I could be wrong, but we'll see. It probably won't drop that much further. You know what I mean? Next two games are going to pretty much stay the same price whatever you do. Silent Hill 2, £42. Like, it fluctuates like £2 each time. Harry Potter's going to stay about £42 also. It was at £50 at one point, but it's now just stagnated. For the last like few months, it is sort of both stagnated. You're not going to get those in any CX below £40 anytime soon. It's just not going to happen. Watch the next episode like 2 months and it goes through the floor. Adam gets it wrong again. Another game's had I'll say a huge drop, but quite a big drop. Resident Evil Survivor 2. £42 for this now. It was like £55, £60 like near the start of the year, and it was got the 50 and it stagnated. This one is going down like slowly, but it's constantly going down. So £42 for this game. Probably a good time to get it now because £8 decrease, which is nearly 10%, obviously. 8% even. No, not 8%. Moving on, mathematics fail. Christ. No, more than 8. No. 16% decrease. Yeah! Oh, the maths got there in the end. So, I missed another one. Metal Slug Anthology's still £48. Still up there, so I've got to sort this out. Bear me a second. So let's start wrapping this up. Yakuza 2 at £42, roughly going to stay like that. It's one of those games, one of these stagnators, if you will. Clock Tower 3, £42. Once again, it's going to fluctuate like £2 here, either way. But at one point, that was down to like £30 2 or 3 months ago, so that's come back up quite strongly. So, but a game that's absolutely bombed and like gone for the floor now. Armored Core 3. At one point, this was £65. This is in the last 6 months. Now you're paying £42 for it. It has literally lost close over. Well, it has. It's lost a third of its value in like 3 or 4 months. So to be honest, once again, like Persona 3, if you're gonna for collectors, you're gonna buy a game now. Armored Core 3 now. Honestly, a £23 loss in 3 or 4 months is quite a staggering loss. Another case of a game where I bought it at a high and saw it go for the floor. Yeah. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm just after a collection, not for like money values. Really, I like doing these videos because I like discussing things like why these games are so like popular, valuable. I'm starting to work out how the actual like PS2 like pricing works, and I still don't understand it.
That does not make sense.
Right, a game coming back on the list. It's come back strongly. Parappa the Rapper 2. Someone out there is once again believing. £40 for this game. This game has come up quite strongly in price in the last 2 weeks. To put it in context, it wasn't even on the rack last episode. It dropped at the rack, and it's now jumped. It's like jumped quite up the rack. You know what I mean? So, for those of you who want to get that cheaper, you missed your moment. You missed it. Bad move. Marvel vs. Capcom, it's £40, it's going to stay £40. Still is one of the best fighting game on the PS2. If I ever do make that fighting game top 10 list, expect that to be in the top 3 or in the top 3. It's just going to happen. I love that game, that game's amazing. Persona 4, once again, £40. It might go up to 40. I think it's literally stayed this price for like months and months and months. That's with the music CD, by the way. So, one of those games, once again, where it's just going to stay there. So, get it while you can, because one day it might go up in value. But a game that's come back on the list, Fire Pro Wrestling. £40 again, so that's got a sharp increase all of a sudden. It was down at 35 or 32 at some point, and at one point it was like up to 50. So this game, every month, fluctuates like a motherfucker. It really does. So, once again, back on the rack. So there's a few games back on the rack. There's a few games that have just left the rack completely now. They're not going to come back. And there's one game that's never been on the rack. I might have missed this, but... and I talked about it in the top 10 horror games, but I don't think I missed it. Curse the Eye of Iris. Iris has had a massive few increases in the last 3 to 4 months, so I've just ignored it. This game will cost you £40 now. I've had it for a long, long time. I can't remember how I got it, because I literally, it's like £5 sticker. I refuse to believe I paid £5 for this game at one point. So I must have got it in a bundle. But this game it's now £40. It's probably the most expensive it's been probably ever. Obviously it's a horror game, so that's now part of the horror genre of it's going to be expensive. Screw you. 1. Silent Hill 4. I think it's the first time it's been below £40 in some time. 38. Not a massive decrease, but it's the first time, so because they always stay the same price, so I think there's a little bit of less love for Silent Hill 4 these days. Obviously, Gradius 3 and 4 still £38, exactly the same price it was 2 weeks ago. Love the Gradius games and the soundtracks. I mentioned that multiple times last time. A game returns to the rack that's been off for some time. The Nightmare Before Christmas, or Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. £35 for this at the moment. It's pretty high. Probably the highest it's been for some time, if actually ever. Maybe it's that Halloween effect, but it kept its price since the last one, so it must have something to it. Another game we joined the list. King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2, £35. The highest I've seen it, to be honest. This came in a bundle many moons ago, in an eBay bundle before this channel, so I've had that for some time. But some games are now starting to once again rise in value and like poking their head in the rack and go, "Hey, I exist." Yeah. Shadow Hearts Covenant up £3 to £35, so it's the first price increase for this in a long time. But it was £50 like back in like 6 months ago, so it's still well below value. Still recommend buying that game. Still very, very, very good. The last game on the list I'm actually playing right now, so it's in the PS2. Altered Beast is gone up in price quite sharply, £35. Considering I paid between 20 and 30 last month or month before for CX Roulette, it's quite a sharp increase. So apparently that's getting popular right now. But as you'll see, the rack has changed significantly, and the following games have been thrown out the rack completely. Shin Megami Tensei 2, £30, no longer the rack. Predator Zero 2, £32, good game by the way, not in the rack. Contra, £30, no longer in the rack. Def Jam has finally been thrown out the rack, £28, gone. Evil Dead Regeneration, £32, gone out the rack. And for the first time, Steamboat Chronicles, £35. Could have got on the rack, now it's screw up in the rack. Because it's the same as Altered Beast, but considering at one point that was a £55, £60 game, and now it's £35, once again, buy it, people. It's really cheap right now. I can't emphasise enough. Buy it. Fucking buy it. So the new rack, quite a few changes, but what you'll see is the majority of the games have come down in price like I mentioned. So for collectors, the time to buy is now. But obviously being Christmas, like myself, I haven't got any money. Sad. So we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Once again, I'm sorry for the problem with the CX Roulette. I can't do it if it doesn't turn up in the mail. Friday/Saturday/Sunday should be the Platinum episode from Norwich. I might start doing them once monthly, because I really should start focusing the Platinums again, because we're over halfway. I might as well try and finish that off, because I'm probably going to finish that off before I do this, because that's significantly easier, and I like to finish things, you know what I mean? So maybe I can, yeah, you never know. We'll get through it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Actually, I think it's the first episode since we have now got past 500 subscribers. Thank you very much for those who have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it. This last 9 months has been fantastic. Hope it just keeps going. Still having tremendous fun doing this. I mean, also the comments have been quite lovely lately. Someone even said, "I do love your laugh," which I did. I went like, "Aww." I think I mentioned before, I always sound like a hyena or Dr. Hibbert out of The Simpsons. So anyway, we'll go with that. Yeah, please comment, like, subscribe. Once again, for those who joined the Discord last time, welcome. Discord, I'm still loved in the Discord. We don't have like massive we have the occasional conversation now, but questions get asked, questions get answered at the Discord. It's very helpful, so I appreciate doing that, and I appreciate actually starting that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Once again, Platinums will be out late at the end of this week. Hopefully the CX Roulette will be sorted. Maybe you'll get a third episode this week if I've really got the time. We'll see. I do plan to do some game shopping this week at the end with a friend, so we'll see what the hell that happens. But I don't know if there's be any more shopping adventures beforehand. There'll be mini ones, put it that way. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day, good evening. Bye.